Are you struggling to define your passion? Are you going through your day and constantly seeing other people enjoying to the max what they are doing, and you are still wondering why not you? It seems like an interminable road. Bro, I just created a word because in French we can say interminable. So I hope that made sense. But anyway, in this video, I'm going to share with you what is actually happening to you. How come you haven't found your passion or passions yet, and what process, what step you can follow through in order to get some clarity. You see, in most of my life I often say that you believe in a lie, and I'm not going to change my discourse today. The same thing apply here. You are currently believing in a lie. You are currently believing in a lie that says that passions is only for the people, that you don't know what it is, that it is difficult for you to actually identify it. But it is fine because throughout the past 20 days, I've been going live mostly every day, and I share almost the same thing, just differently. You are an amazing being. You came here on earth with one of the strongest desire to live the life that you're living now, knowing that through the contrast, through the difference of opinion, through the difference of ideas, you would find your way. You would remember how powerful you are. And through your decisions, you would actually remember how amazing you are. So if you are currently watching this video, just know you are on your way there, right? And maybe you're already there and this is just for fun. Let me know in the comment where you actually stand. You see, what is passion? Well, I can say a passion is an activity that you do while feeling excitement within your body. That's how I can define passion. And trust me, I didn't check in the dictionary. So maybe I'm going to do it later and see how accurate my definition is. So a passion is an activity that when you are engaged in it, you feel an extreme passion within your body. The simple fact of hearing people discussing about that makes you really want to jump into that conversation, either to hear and absorb as much as you can, or talk about it as much as you can. The trap is you may think, you're supposed to know immediately what it is and start making money out of it. Now, in order to develop more this point, I need to tell you my personal story, right? Because it's my YouTube channel. I get to do what I want. In 2010, no, 2011, 2000, no, somewhere 2010, I believe, I bought my first camera. I remember I went to the supermarket. It was 650 euros, and I bought a camera, a full frame. I didn't even know what it was. Why did I buy a camera? I bought a camera because I saw two friends with who I was doing a student job having one, an amazing profile picture on Facebook. The second one was amazing photos from his trip in China. And I remember thinking, as I was looking to the black and white photos from China and the almost oversaturated, crispy image profile picture on Facebook, thinking and feeling inside of myself, I want that. That's how it resonated. This is what I want. And that idea never left my body. I had a job student back then. I would go there every weekend to work. I think my paycheck was something like 420 euros. So more or less $500. And I started putting like money on the side, like 20 euros or 30 euros. And I ended up having something like 300 to 400 euros. I had this amazing friend, and this is not the first time that I'm telling this story. So he already knows this. His mom also knows this. She already reached out to me multiple times to thank me. The funny thing is, I actually lied to him. I lied to that uh, roommate that I wasn't able to pay my rent that month, and that I needed 250 euros, so $320 more or less. He was such a sweet person that he believed me and he gave me the money. The next day I went to buy my camera. I was so happy. I was so happy. I had my camera. I went home. I unboxed it. First thing I did after I figured out how to put the SD card in it and how to turn it on, and I mean put the battery and turn it on. I wanted to film something. Mind you, before I even bought the camera, I already started watching YouTube videos about camera, like which camera to pick and stuff like that. So I went to the kitchen and I opened the robinet. I don't know how to say that. The thing from which the water falls in the kitchen. And the first picture that I ever took was the water coming out of the robinet. Such a joy. Such a joy. Wow. Wow. For the first time, I froze a moment using a camera, and I would zoom in to see how the water would look when you actually froze it in a camera. That same night, I was invited to a birthday party. What did I do? I went there with or without my camera. Bro, of course I went with my camera. I went there super happy. I think I had the box with me, but I'm not sure. Like, why would you go to a birthday party with the camera that you just bought? I don't know, but I did. I went there super happy, super excited. And so many people were like, yeah, what are you doing with your money? You start behaving like white people. You don't know what to do. Da, 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 da. I heard them, but at the same time, I couldn't care. I was in such a joy. And I remember I had a friend that was showing us how good he is at basketball. All I did was taking photos of him. I wish I still had those photos, man. I swear. I was laying down, taking some angles. I didn't even know what I was doing. But all I can remember is that it felt really great. If someone told me back then, back in 2010 or 2011, that I would end up shooting hundreds of models and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people at weddings, nearly 200 weddings in 9 countries, I would have never believed it. But the thing that actually stayed the same is I kept following that desire within me to know more about photography. I would spend hours watching videos on YouTube on how to edit photos, how to export them, the new technique, the explanation about the lens and all that. I would like hours and hours and hours and hours. And it always felt good. Always felt good. Sometimes I had moments where when I would feel tired. Why? Because there was always something to learn. Someone was like, damn, when am I gonna get there? And the getting there was the money, the recognition, the fame, being invited to some, stuff like that. So was I able to identify that that was my passion when I started? No. But unconsciously, I just went with the flow. I went with the signals that I felt within my body telling me this is the way to go. Was I conscious about it? No. So I think it might be that you are trying too much, too quick to be conscious about what is your passion. You see, you might witness a lot of people out there, especially now in 2025, so many people on TikTok, on Instagram, and all that having their passion, showcasing it, making money out of it, getting the worldly recognition. But you don't know how they started. You don't know how they got there, right? It maybe took them 3 days, 30 days, or 3,000 days. So now, what is happening? You are in a situation where you want to know what your passion is now, and you want the recognition now. You want to know that what I'm doing now is my passion and I love it. And because you are unable at this specific moment to identify what your passion is, you just drop everything and you dwell in your soup, right? In your whatever, however you want to call it. But by now, because you've been watching this video for the past 10 minutes, you're not a newbie, right? You know that wherever you put your attention to, it expands, it grows. So if you are dwelling in the fact that you don't know what your passion is, if you are constantly thinking about the fact that other people know what their passion are and not you, what do you think you are ordering from the universe? More situations, more people that you're going to meet that will indeed remind you that you don't have a passion, right? So what can you do? Well, you can basically take a piece of paper and a pen and write down what are the 3 to 5 people that you love talking to, right? You just make that list. And then you make another list. With those people, what are the topics that keep coming often that you love addressing those topics with them? Then you make another list of 3 to 5 things that, okay, what are the topics that if the conversation starts now, I am able to talk about it for hours and hours and hours without ever feeling tired? Can you identify those? Now that you're hearing me, are there stuff that are coming in this list now? Because we are going to get really, really practical. You cannot keep having your attention on the fact that you don't know what your passion is. Your passion is already there. It has always been there. Your whole life, it's been giving you sign. You've always been excited about it, right? But here's the thing: what's gonna be your passion now might be interesting for you, but it might not be the end passion. For some people, it would be, but for you, it might not. Why am I saying that? Well, like I said, for me, it started with photography. But photography was actually the vehicle that I would ride in order to fully discover who I am, in order to fully be able to have a look on all the skills that I have within myself. Because now the fact that I am able to speak live on YouTube with literally zero, like no one watching the live for 12 minutes and 35 seconds, how do you think I got here? I got here through photography. And you're going to be like, bro, what are you talking about? How come photography is about having a camera? No, I need to pick up a camera. It's about picking up a camera, taking photos, editing them, and delivering. Of course, you're right. But how do you get your customers? You're going to say, yeah, but you run ads. Okay, you run ads once you start making money, right? Or when you're aware that ads can bring you customers. Because at some point I was making money as a photographer, but I wasn't aware of ads. And I remember even thinking at a point, yeah, that photographer, he's cheating. He's doing ads. And I swear, you don't know how stupid you have to be sometimes before you realize how amazing you are. I swear, it is really insane. When I realized that, okay, here's the quick full story. I worked as an engineer. I was loving the process of thinking and programming, but I didn't like the environment and the hierarchy. So as the moment I had an opportunity to work as a recruiter, and the guy told me, we are going to teach you how to sell, I thought about being an amazing wedding photographer, learning the skills of retaining customers, but also expanding my business. I shifted. Of course, my mom was like, what's happening to my son? Europe is changing him. He was already fucked up here in Cameroon, but now that he's there, he doesn't know how to think anymore. But for me, it was the highest joy. It was pure expansion. I jumped into a universe where I would learn so much. So I learned. I learned how to hold a conversation. I learned how to ask. That's one of the biggest skill that I have now. How to ask important question in order to get the best out of the person that's talking to me. That's what I learned as a recruiter. And then it led me to be able to have video calls with couples that were about to get married. And when I was in calls with those people, I was able to get the best out of them. Most of the time, some would cry or some would tell me, we thought we were going to have a conversation with a photographer, but instead we got a therapist because of the questions that I would ask. So, do you see how this thing is building? And now, what do I do? I am a certified, let me bring that up. I am a certified spiritual coach. So, you see, and now spirituality, it was bring me the highest joy. Proof is I stopped being a photographer. I mean, I still have the skills in me, but I don't make money out of taking pictures anymore. So I want you to realize that what we all call passion is a concept that we need to redefine. It doesn't come in a way, it doesn't always, sometimes it does, but it doesn't always come in a way that you're going to recognize it from every corner, right? It's it's like a cube. I'm going to present you this, right? It comes from this face, but maybe the end is this one that you cannot see yet because you're only facing this. So what I want you to do now, so I gave you all those exercises that you can do, and start jumping, start going with the flow, start doing things that just make you amazingly happy, amazingly happy that you cannot even explain, because passion is divinity expressing itself. Because when you are engaging into a passionate activity, the excitement that you're feeling, it is the divinity within yourself saying, yes, this is why we came here. We came here for pure joy. And this thing that we are doing, we are loving it so much that we are letting you know so that you keep doing. And we already know how this goes, but just focus where you are now, and the path is going to unveil itself. So you see, your passion is already there, sitting next to you, looking at you, and sometimes it even want to slaps you when you're asleep. Like, wake the fuck up. It is actually easy, but you just need to stop blocking it from entering your life. Guys, I love doing this live. I love it. So I'm glad that I was able to give you this explanation. I hope this made sense to you. And as always, I will see you tomorrow for another live. Take care of yourself. Peace.